Hi there, I'm Zoot Java. Today I'd like to discuss the gun rights rally that was held in Richmond, Virginia, the state's capital. The facts as I found out are this. There was an estimated 22,000 gun rights activists assembled in the streets around the Capitol in order to voice their opposition to the plans of the Democratic leadership's passing of gun control legislation. In spite of state officials fearing fringe groups using the rally to stir up violence, which caused Governor Ralph Northam to declare a temporary state of emergency to ban weapons in front of the Capitol building, there was only one arrest made, and it was for someone refusing to remove a bandana from covering his face. Some people began to show up around 7 a.m., and the rally ended around noon. Now for my opinion. There was an MSNBC report earlier where they had stated that they had claimed that a gun rights rally was taking place in Richmond, Virginia, being attended by thousands of armed militia and white nationalist groups from all over the country and were swarming the Virginia state capitol. The concern is that these militia groups, some with more extremist groups, could come into town and we could see a repeat of what we saw in 2017 in Charlottesville. Well, there was an estimated 22,000 people, and obviously there was gun rights activists. However, as for the white nationalists, that seemed to be a bit of a stretch, as camera shots all throughout the crowd showed what the government loves to talk about more than anything. Diversity. Yes, diversity. There were people there of all different colors and ethnicities, and they were all getting along peacefully with one another. However, almost every narrative I've heard hasn't failed to say that it was a crowd of mostly white men. Keep fanning those fires, it only proves that the actual racists are those hurling the accusations of it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was talking at a gathering, and she was also stoking her own brand of division through hatred and racism. According to her, there was a police in riot gear surrounding people with no guns marching for the dignity of Freddie Gray. Side note, while the protest for Freddie Gray began relatively peacefully, it took an ugly turn and had gotten very violent. And this is why police with riot gear show up. She then said, to contrast this, that there was virtually no police at this gun rights rally in Richmond, Virginia. However, this again was not a true statement from her. The Virginia State Police, the Virginia Capitol Police, and the Richmond Police had a very strong presence, with the officers being deployed on rooftops and others in cars and bicycles, as well as those on foot. She also stated that the Capitol was surrounded by all these people flying Confederate flags with semi-automatic weapons, making those in the audience she was preaching at to assume that white nationalists, hence the Confederate flag, extremists, hence the abundance of semi-automatic weapons. As usual, she has proven herself to be a liar. I personally watched a variety of footage of the rally, from people walking around to aerial shots, and didn't see one Confederate flag. Now that doesn't mean that there wasn't a flag there, but she stated that there was, and I quote, "And here are all of these people flying Confederate flags and carrying semi-automatic weapons." Now, I did see an awful lot of American flags and a number of Gadsden flags, or the coiled snake with the words, "Don't tread on me," for those that don't know the flag by its name. But I honestly didn't see any Confederate flags. AOC won't disavow Antifa and condones their violence, where police are told to stand down and allow them to do as they please. So it's a mystery as to why she was disgusted by the fact that people had a gun rights rally and nothing happened. But basically, it turned out to be a huge disappointment by mainstream media and AOC's expectations. I firmly believe that they were praying for a massive, violent outbreak with unprecedented numbers of shootings and deaths. For the mainstream media, it would have gotten their clickbait going off like a drum roll. For AOC, it would have given her self-righteous platform about white men being nothing but violent and the Democratic Party their reason to take away the guns of the American people. So when the protest ended peacefully, with people of all backgrounds coming together, even to the point of cleaning up after themselves before they left, the rally was a huge disappointment for those with a sinister agenda, but a huge victory for those who spent the day coming together to stand up for their rights as Americans. Okay, now for my bad joke of the video. Just when I thought I was winning the rat race, I ran into a bunch of faster rats. Well, that's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and share the videos on all your social media, please. Until the next time, have a Java on Zoot.